So here's another update. May 19th. And I am waiting for them to call me. So they redid the CT scan for the radiation with new marks. So I got new tattoos. I'm like, biker status. I know, guys. I'm not really a biker. I did own a bike once, but it wasn't mine. I didn't ride it. My ex-husband was the one who rode the bike. I just got it on my credit card, and it was in my name. It might have been in his name, but I just purchased it on my credit card. So I don't really qualify as a biker. I rode it a couple of times. Never got my biking license. If you're a biker watching this, please don't make fun of me. But anyway, I feel like I'm getting up there. I'm gonna be biker status because I got more permanent dots. And I've never had a tattoo before because I can never make up my mind. I was thinking oh, I'll get one after all this cancer stuff's done, but I can't make up my mind what tattoo I want. So that's been the problem. And I think most tattoos are ugly. Some tattoos are really pretty, but I'm just particular, and I'm like, oh, they look pretty on other people, but I'm just like, oh, they look ugly on me. So if you have a tattoo, it's not that I think your tattoos are ugly. I just feel like it'd be ugly on me. So anyway, allergies. I've been outside living my best life, getting all the sun that I can get, because once radiation starts, you got to stay out of the sun. And even afterwards, well, yeah, I guess it won't be any different than what I do now. I'll be putting on sunblock afterwards, after everything's healed, and just being really careful, because I don't want shrinkage. Well, I mean, that will happen naturally, but so I bought a zinc-based sunscreen. So back, Phalene's chasing rabbits. The appointment went well. They redid the CT scan. They redid it so it's without the breath holds. I felt better. I feel like there's something. It's the CT scan, even though it's close to your face, it's noisy, but it's not as noisy. And it's not, I didn't have my mask on, so that made a difference. And I've been thinking, if I'm claustrophobic, that's probably why my husband's been the one doing the shopping. Well, because when I was going through chemotherapy, you don't want to be out in the grocery store in the middle of the pandemic while you're going through chemotherapy. But just wearing a mask, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's hard to breathe. So, I'm not going to say whether I'm pro-mask or anti-mask. I'm sure that if you know me, you already know my opinion. I'm not getting political here. But I'm thinking maybe that's because I'm claustrophobic. Because, I have a mask here and it looks like you can breathe through it. I don't know. So that was just my thought. So my husband's doing the shopping, and he has been the one mainly because of the cancer. And I have not worried about this whole pandemic as much. I feel like because I'm just really worrying about myself. COVID is stressful. It's stressful, and at first I was like, oh my gosh. But then I realized to just start shutting off the stupid TV. The problem wasn't the pandemic. The problem was the media, and Phaleene was playing into it. So as soon as I shut off the TV, I was like, okay, we're going through chemotherapy here. And what can I control at this moment? And this is part of the Serenity Prayer. God grant me the serenity, the short part, the first verse. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So I had to stop and have the wisdom to know the difference. And I was like, what can I control? Well, I can't control every person, so they need to worry about themselves and I'll worry about myself. So That's like a TikTok. Worry about yourself. So that's what Faylene did. That was a good TikTok. That's a good life lesson. Worry about yourself, like all these other people. So once I started worrying about myself, and I asked my doctor, what can I do? And she's like, first of all, cloth masks are good for droplets. I don't. I have lots of doctors, so it could have, one doctor could have a different opinion, but this particular doctor had this opinion, and that was the one that I happened to ask that day. And surgical masks offer more protection from COVID, and N95 masks are the best because nothing can get, like, it's 95% effective against blocking out viruses, but there's still a risk there. She was like, if you go places, and remember, this is from a doctor talking to somebody who's asking about chemotherapy and how to prevent risks. It's just, if you go to the grocery store, that's fine. Don't stay too long. Don't stay in crowded areas. Stay, just have your mask. Don't have people coming into your home. We did break that rule. My daughter I'm not gonna not have my daughter come over. So she's 20, but she's not your typical 20-year-old. I shouldn't say that, like, because when you're 20, you're young, you're at college, you're around all these college students. She's got a job, she's making good money, she's going to work, she's being careful during this pandemic because she doesn't want to get, and I'm not saying that every 20-year-old is out partying and living it up. I'm just saying that she's being more careful, I think, because of the whole situation. So of course my daughter's coming over. That was a risk worth taking for me, and I feel like that's everybody's individual decision they got to make on their own. So I just felt that I knew my daughter personally, so I made that choice. So I just didn't, my husband did the shopping and I didn't worry about it. So anyway, back to the story. So having the mask off makes a big difference. A CT is a lot different than the other imaging. I don't know. It's just the environment is different. So I was okay with it. So that went well. So I'm waiting. I go in Friday and today's Wednesday. So they could call me today or tomorrow and have me come in early. And I'm like, it's going to rain today and I want to get swimming in. So it's like, because you can't swim during radiation. So if you guys have not talked to the doctor yet, expect for them to say you cannot swim. So do what you need to do to get your swimming in before you get radiation, because you cannot swim for the 6 weeks of radiation. It's killing me. Can't swim. I think that's gonna be hard because I like to swim and we just leveled the pool. I mentioned that in my last video, so I want to get, because they're redoing everything, I got that opportunity to swim right now. But then I looked at the water and it was 68 degrees. So anyway, that's my update. I'll just go on and talk about my swimming pool. I should probably do my next update while I'm outside so you can see my swimming pool. So that is my cancer update. Everything's going better with radiation. We'll see. I'll let you guys know how the next appointment goes, the imaging and dry run. So let me know if you have any questions.